Cystic fibrosis is a genetic condition with many symptoms that require demanding daily attention. Because it's so demanding, monitoring devices and applications have been gaining more popularity because they are able to track patterns and capture critical information about the patient's condition. These technologies can be used as part of a collaborative activity system so that there is more organization when it comes to healthcare. This system, which is described in the article, allows for better communication between healthcare physicians and patients. Not only will the technology allow for a collaborative activity system to be possible, but it also allows patients to have better everyday life experiences outside of healthcare. The advantages that these monitoring devices have would create a balance between patient self-management and clinic-based care. Although there's not enough research to support that data, I think that self-management technology is beneficial for the patient's health. Without home-based health technology, patients could be more stressed out about maintaining their demanding daily regimen, and because stress also affects the body through different pathways, this would lead to a decline in the patient's health, which is why it's important for technology to be implemented more.
Technology can improve the quality of care while reducing the burden placed on patients. Having technology that can monitor patients in the comfort of their homes allows for more accurate measurements, avoiding the snapshot phenomenon. Those measurements can be used to catch early signs of risk and determine the need for clinical visits through triage-based video calls. While having the opportunity to delay clinical visits would reduce some of the burden on patients, there are concerns about the burden these technologies will create. Patients would need to conduct these measurements between clinical visits, creating another type of burden. I think these types of technologies are important, expanding the options available to patients. While some patients might not want the burden of self-tracking, others might prefer it to the burden of clinical visits. Having options available should increase patient satisfaction and should help engage patients with their care. As technology improves and we're able to reduce the burden of self-care, it will impact both patients and clinics. Reducing the number of patient visits reduces strain on clinics, allowing for more personalized care when patients do go in for treatment.
Hello everybody, my name is Maha, and today I will be talking about the pros and cons of telehealth. So to begin, telehealth is a growing trend in the medical community because of the many benefits that it offers and because of the growing role of technology in healthcare. However, this trend has its pros and cons, and many people are still against the idea of telehealth and much rather prefer in-person interactions with their healthcare providers. Some of the pros of telehealth include 1. The ease of access to healthcare providers, 2. The fact that it is easier to schedule appointments, and 3. It helps with staffing challenges. Some of the cons of telehealth include 1. Less secure interactions since it is over the internet. 2. Some people do not own technology that would allow them to communicate with healthcare providers online. And 3. Technology can be challenging for some people to navigate.
Hi everyone, I'm Patricia from Group 19 and I'm going to talk about Article 2 on telehealth. The revolution of technology in healthcare has been increasing rapidly to increase healthcare availability and accessibility to patients. Article 2 talks about telehealth in which patients and healthcare providers do not need to be physically present at the same place. The article mentions that a challenge with telehealth is storing the large amount of data. In addition, from the patient's side, the other limitations such as lack of access to technology, patients' preference on having face-to-face direct contact with their healthcare provider, and lack of confidence and safety of virtual care. I think that these patient concerns are reasonable and is definitely something that should be improved on telehealth. Some solutions to overcome these barriers include making sure that patients know that the system is constantly updated to prevent bugs and other security issues. Additionally, a more gradual and slower transition to telehealth might help patients who are still skeptical of the technology. For example, patients can still meet once a month physically with their provider in addition to meeting once a week online.
Alrighty, hello everyone, my name is Ali, and today I'm going to be going a little bit more in depth in the Article 1 today. So that was dealing more with the telehealth situation, everything going electronic. So One proposition that I have is that my friend introduced me to this application where I can actually upload my medical documents onto this app, and then my provider can access it just by requesting it from me. This is done through NFC communication, so I could take my phone and then tap it onto the computer or tap it onto their phone, and then they would get my documents, and that way it eliminates a lot of the paper resources and makes it a little bit more efficient because all the documents are right there on my phone. Immunizations, medical history, hospital records, anything could be on this device, and then they can get it right away. I know this is countering some of the limitations where people don't have the technology or they prefer face-to-face contact, but in this way, the technology is very safe because the NFC is highly secured, and then you still get the face-to-face contact. It's just that it's a lot more efficient when